nerds. What do all of these people have in common? Well, they all probably like anime. Anime is the most well-known cartoon styles in the world, and everyone knows at least one anime, like One Piece, Dragon Ball, or Pokemon, among others. But in the start of 2024, dear Netflix decided that they wanted to make an anime of a not-that-known manga. And at the end of January, Dungeon Meshi was launched. And I freaking love it! Okay, now talking serious. Dungeon Meshi. It's probably the best anime that I ever watched until this very day. I was thinking it was like JoJo or Hunter vs Hunter or One Piece being my favorite. For god damn it, I even got a fan-made painting of it. But it all changed at the beginning of 2024 when I saw the trailer of Delicious in Dungeon. And my mind exploded. Like, I'm a huge fan of RPG. It's just a bucket load of creativity and fun concept inside a genre. And I love it! And also, look at this. It's perfect. What I'm trying to say is that the main concept of the series and the art style just stick with me. But many of you people are probably saying,
"But Cloud, it's completely irrational when you say that this anime is the best."
well, dear viewer, it is. And I have a lot to say about it, so sit down and listen until the last second of the video so that you can comment and hate. Please comment. The main story of the Listening Dungeon is really simple. It's about a group who goes into a dungeon and they unfortunately die and respawn. That's a common thing in the universe. But the main protagonist's sister is still there. So the party goes into the dungeon, forced to eat monster for the survival. It's not a big deal, but sometimes it doesn't have to be a big deal. Sometimes the only thing that the viewer wants is a simple and relaxing series. And that is what Dungeon Meshi brings. It's a fun and relaxing series, but also an exciting and funny anime. The whole anime, if I might say myself, is divided into two parts. The story part, or being parts where the character fights and progresses through the story, discovering floors, characters, or monsters, which is pretty exciting and engaging. And the second part, my favorite, is the relaxing part, or being, since the group doesn't have any money, they have to eat monsters to survive. But luck was in their sides, because they meet a guy whose whole life is trying to cook monsters. So after fighting against a monster, it was always be a cooking and relaxing part. But the relaxing part is not only cooking, because there is also characters' dialogue. This is where the fun begins. It's so good! It's so engaging. Everyone makes me smile or laugh. There is dialogues where we find hidden stories behind the characters, which is just awesome. Because every single character of the group has a totally different story for each other. Unless these three. I cannot explain how good it is to hear the characters talk about the most goofiest thing in the world. Okay, this was the beginning of the video yet. Because now we get to the art part, where I'm gonna go insane! Dungeon Meshi art style is so good! The creator Yuki Koi really decided that he wanted to create such a good art style. But this isn't the best part of Dungeon Meshi art style. The best part is that normally in a RPG genre, there is different race, or being humans, dwarves, gnomes, elves, and this motherfreaker created a different style for each type of race. One thing that is really famous in this grid that shows how the party will be in different races, which is a good example of what I'm talking about. There is a whole video of another dude's channel explaining about the character design of the series. Also, look at this animation. It's so clean, it's so good. Overall, I couldn't say why is this the best anime, but it's pretty good, okay? It's just really hard to explain on why it's so good. So I would prefer that you give it a serious shot of watching. I know this is not a classics, but I don't know, maybe this series will become a classic. After all, it's bombing on the internet this far. Lately, the Delicious Dungeon community has a huge growth over a few months. And I love it! So please, give it a shot for the anime. Also, if you don't agree with me, just leave a comment below and I will calmly read it.